My name is Joe Cowan, and I live in Mauston. When I was a kid, all I really wanted to do was get out of this town. There's nothing going on. It seemed like the whole world was happening out there. Um, but eventually I ended up here living across the street from the house I grew up in. So life takes you to some pretty unexpected places. And for me, this was the least expected. I suppose you have to come up with your own ambitions and make those types of things work. I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities for huge growth or success types of things as people would generally interpret them, I suppose. There's something to be said about a simpler way of life, about just keeping your family healthy, your house maintained, and your truck running. And it seems to be that you have more time to enjoy things that you like. One of the benefits, I suppose, in a small town, it's safer, there's less things going on, less crime, stuff like that. Yeah, so I guess also a benefit is familiarity, especially in the town you grew up in. And for me, living in a neighborhood that I grew up in as a child, you have good memories, fond memories of being a kid. So you keep yourself from boredom in various ways, keeping the house fixed up, and you work your job, and you try to keep in contact with your friends if you have friends around. Also, one of the good parts is that what I was talking about, the nostalgia and the remembering the good times when you were a kid, but those times are gone. But now you're living in the same town, a small town, as an adult, as an older person. There's a whole different set of rules and a whole different set of things that life gives you. But it's drab sometimes, living in a small town too, I guess one of the most depressing parts is that the same reason that I left when I was a kid, you think all the other stuff is outside. It's all outside of this town, and you got to get out to achieve your dreams and to achieve success. And then when you're back, you still have those thoughts, but the town doesn't make that possible. There's very few things in a small town. At this point, probably not. I probably won't move again. It's possible, but it's a small town, but you can make your own things to do, and it's a good location, and it's comfortable, You know what's going on a day-to-day basis.
So does everybody else.
So does everybody else. Don't count out living in a small town, small community, because there's a lot of benefits, and the people are possibly nicer and more in tune with other people versus all the distractions that are going on in the bigger cities. And it's not bad, and people aren't stupid, and they're not fat and lazy and stuff like that. There's a lot of hardworking, smart, educated, cool people in small towns, and you just don't have a lot of the other BS that you have to deal with in the bigger cities. And the familiarity and the comfort it's nice, especially when you get older, man. A lot of younger people that are actually moving back into this town. I've noticed a lot of people are selling the houses, and a lot of younger couples are moving back. It's a nice place to raise a family, and it's affordable. That's a great thing about a small town too. It's affordable. I mean, there's people from all walks of life kind of surrounding a small town or living in a small town. I mean, you have all different types of brackets of financial wealth and things like that. I mean, there's wealthy people that live in small towns or just outside of small towns. The only difference really with that in the big city is there is only one grocery store, for instance, or something like that. So everybody kind of shops at that same grocery store, eats at the same restaurants, you know, goes to the same baseball field to watch their kids play baseball and stuff like that, you know. So it runs the gamut of people in different demographics, but they all interact with each other on a day-to-day basis. And you see you see people all the time. There's nowhere to really go that you don't see the same people all the time because it's a small town.